Hi everyone and welcome back. Okay, I've got a very quick pen and wash sketch for you today. This was a photo actually that was sent in by one of my Patreon members. We had a bit of a photo competition over there and this is one of the winners. You'll probably remember this from the last video I'd done on YouTube. I'd done a sort of a black and white version of this one, and obviously this is the colour version of it. Now the paints I'm using for this, actually I've dug out my set of Sonnet watercolours. Absolutely love these paints. They were sent to me a while ago by a company called Crafty Studio. I'll leave a link to their website in the description below so you can go and check them out if you want. They sell a full range of White Nights watercolours and the Sonnet brushes, which you can't seem to get anywhere, and they're really good brushes as well, so I'll leave a link to their website in the description below. I've actually done a full review of the Sonnet watercolours quite a while ago on my YouTube channel. I'll leave a link to that video as well if you're interested in the description below as well. In fact, all of the art materials that I'm using today are actually by the St. Petersburg company. I'm using an A5 piece of White Nights watercolour paper. It's £90 in weight and I think it's 70% cotton, and it really is a fantastic paper to work on. And obviously the brushes that I'm using there, they're the Sonnet range of watercolour brushes as well. And like I say, all of these can be found over at Crafty Studio. I'm not affiliated with them, I don't get any commission at all. I'm just giving you a good solid recommendation there of a company that are really, reliable. They package their items really well, they post out quickly, and their prices are good. And I buy from them as well, so I do highly recommend them. Okay, so onto the painting then. So the drawing was actually done, like I say, with ink. I used some grey toned ink pens for the drawing, and I'm sort of doing a very similar style to what I do when I paint with my pencil and wash. The grey ink tones were giving me very similar tones to graphite, so I was no stranger to this, but even though it's the first time I've actually used grey ink pens for an underdrawing and then used coloured watercolour on top, it was like a bit of an experiment really, so I was quite pleased with the way it turned out, and I think I'll be doing a lot more with this technique actually as well. Although it works really well with graphite, it works equally as well with grey ink. Obviously the only differences are graphite, we can blend and erase and smudge and create all sorts of lovely effects with it. With the grey ink pens, once that mark's down there, it's there. We can't smudge it or anything. The only thing we can really do with them is layer the grey ink pens up to achieve some slightly darker greyer tones, which is very useful because the amount of grey tones that you can actually achieve with some of the ink pens isn't very wide. And you pull out one of the light grey ink pens, you'll do a little bit of drawing with it, then you go in with the next shade down, which might be way too dark, and you're kind of thinking, I wish they made a pen somewhere in between these two tones. But what I've found is, if you use the lighter tone and you just keep layering up a little bit with it, the tones gradually build up to a point where you want them to be. So you can achieve some very sort of nice, almost graphite-like results with them. Obviously, without the blending and the erasing and everything. And it's also a lot nicer to paint watercolour on top of it as well, because even though when you're painting with pencil and wash, the graphite doesn't really pull up if you wet the paper first. But you've got no chance of it pulling up with ink whatsoever, because it dries quick, it dries into the grain of the paper, and you can't pull it up with water at all. It's pretty well fixed in there. So this is a really nice method to use, and like I said, it was a bit of an experiment, and this is really just a sketch, really, just sort of a practice just to see what would happen. And I wish I'd have spent a little bit more time on this now and sort of got the windows straight and made everything a little bit neater, but it turned out okay, I guess. And as always, this will be a full real-time lesson over on my Patreon channel, and I'll leave links to Patreon in the end screen cards and in the description below as well. It only costs £3.50 a month, that's all it is. and for that you'll get access to over 700 real-time videos covering all sorts of different media, from watercolour, graphite, mixed media, ink. So there's plenty for everybody over there, so it'd be great to see you over there. Okay, so we're just about at the end of the painting now. We'll just peel the tape off and see what we're left with. Like I say, it was really just a sketch, and I wish I'd have spent more time trying to make this a little bit neater, but anyway, I'm quite pleased with the results there. So thanks very much for watching, everybody. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.